Hello and welcome to another edition of DUALpreneur Virtual Mastermind. My name is Tara Jackson, aka Madam Money, and I am your host and the founder of DUALpreneur. Hey, do you work full-time or part-time and have a side hustle? Are you a side hustle superhero? Are you addicted to the direct deposit like me? Well, that makes you an awesome DUALpreneur. We honor and celebrate your brilliance, and we want to provide you with the resources, information, and experts to help you stay in business and grow your business. Hashtag keep DUALpreneur in business. But hey, do you have an ability, something that you are really good at, something that you love to do, something that you already do for others, and you're not getting paid for it? Why not monetize that skill set? There's a lot of us out there that have the ability that most people don't. And it's time that we take our abilities and turn it into a business. So, you know what I do? I go into my virtual Rolodex and I literally call my friends and say, yo, I need you to come on and we need to have a conversation, or I need you to talk to my crew and talk about these different things. And so Griff is no different. I literally called him and said, hey, you're gonna do this. And he said, when?
I did. And then she called me for 2 weeks and kept telling me when.
When?
And I was like, all right, I know where when is now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Just so he doesn't forget. So,
And like I already did, but I know it's a closer bench off the street, and I just don't want all these cars in the background. So I'm gonna walk for a second.
No problem.
This is always good talking to you. What I love about you is when I first met you, we were with Tommy Ford.
Yep.
And shooting, of course, one of his films. And the way the production and the crew just all got along, and we've been friends since, man. That's easily a decade ago, right?
Yeah, it was easily
longer than that.
At least it's probably longer than that, because I didn't even know you were coming. I was just gonna do the voiceover. And then he was like, oh yeah, my boy Griff's coming in. I didn't even know who you are. I didn't even know you were famous and stuff, right?
He was like, he said, Griff, you gonna love her. And we was in this little closet. It couldn't have been bigger than a closet.
Right.
And we had so much fun. Just spirits connected, straight up.
It was really fun. And then then you started doing your radio thing. And then with Michael, because I had met Michael online. I did a couple of his shows. And then because he was on your show, that's when I met him in person for the first time.
Michael McFadden, I talked to him yesterday. He's going to Bora Bora for his 50th birthday.
Oh,
but his 50th birthday land on the weekend. The Las Vegas Raiders play the Falcons in Atlanta, and he just gave me them tickets yesterday.
What?
So shout out to Michael McFadden.
Well, Mike was on the show. He did a mastermind with us. So, I called the whole family.
Good.
If Tommy was still alive, he would have did it. I would have called his butt too.
Tommy would have loved this online stuff and hooking people together, and that's all he did, man. That's all he did. Oh, there go a nice quiet bench.
Yeah. So I wanted to have you on here to have a conversation. There's a lot of people out there. They're trying to start a business, to start a side hustle, and they don't know where to begin, how to begin. And my whole thing is, let's start with your ability. And your story was really awesome, because your story was you were just doing what you were good at and you turned that into a business. So I wanted you to get an opportunity to talk about your story and how you got to where you are. One, a lot of people may not know who you are, but you are a syndicated radio personality with Get Up with Erica Campbell. And you've been doing this radio thing for a very, very, very long time. You've been in movies. You're an actor. You're a performer. You're international. People don't know that about my big brother. He is international. So he's done his funny stuff on international stages. And so, but he took what he was good at, what his talent was, and he turned it into a global business. So Griff, tell them a little bit about you and how you got started.
Thanks, TJ. I appreciate that for reals. I wanted to be a comedian since I was 3 years old. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I went to 21 different schools growing up. I went to high school in the Bay, so I'm really from the Yay and the bottom. I'm a real Cali kid. And just, my mom had me when she was 15. She worked at convalescent homes, and sometimes she would say, when I was very young, she would put the old people in a circle, and she would say, go make them laugh. And so I was on a geriatric tour for 3 or 4 years when I first when I first started. But then but you know, going to all those schools, what it taught me and what I learned at a very early age is that school is a microcosm of life. It's very cliquey. You know, the Mexicans be with the Mexicans, the black people, the black people, the white people, the white people, the Indians. So what I did is I just went to all the cliques. I hung out with the cheerleader girls. I hung out with the girls in the library. I hung out with the jocks because I played sports. I helped with the special ed classes. I didn't play soccer, but I helped the coach. You know, so I learned real quick that, like, the stoners, nobody knew what the stoners was doing. And they was like, oh, they out there smoking cigarettes and smoking weed. But the stoners was just wearing them what was them moccasin boots. They was wearing them moccasin boots with the jean jackets with the white wool on them. But all they was doing was talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Like, so I just learned all these little weird things. And I tell people now, I just celebrated 25 years 2 weeks ago of stand-up. And, you know, 25 years of anything is a lot. It's 10 years of anything, you become a master. So I'm 25 years, man. Like, now I just feel like no, in November and October, I was telling my team, I don't want to do comedy no more. I did it. It was awesome. And now I want to win the Nobel Peace Prize. But what happened is I started getting even more dates and more. So I said, okay, God, I get it. You don't want me to stop doing comedy. But I keep hearing God promising me that these next 5 are going to trump those 25. You know, I just got a TED Talk. If you don't know what a TED Talk is, that's even better. That's even that makes me feel even more better. I'm glad you don't know what it is, actually. But I'm doing that in August in Wyoming, and I just feel like now my life trajectory is really towards, I'm an orator. You know, I'm somebody with exquisite speech. I'm an author. I'm a cartoon voiceover. When I first started, I just wanted to be a comedian, but I found that, you know, my problem is that I'm super duper smart. I read about 8, 11 magazines a week. I'm reading 3 books at one time. I'm listening to 2 different audio books. And the crazy part, T, is all my books I read are all leadership books. I'm a John C. Maxwell. I'm listening to a John C. Maxwell. I'm reading a John C. Maxwell. I'm reading a book, The Art of, what is the name of that book? When it's hard, I can't think right now, but I'm a reader. I'm a bibliophile. I love to read, and I didn't go to college. I didn't go to school. I'm self-taught, so it's very important for me to know what I'm talking about. A 4th grade teacher of mine told me, so I heard you want to be a comedian. It was a substitute. She wasn't even my real teacher. And I said, yes, ma'am. She said, okay, then you need to read these books. And I was like, whoa, a comedian don't know. She was like, no, comedians are smart. That's what makes them funny, because they're more clever than the people they're talking to. And in front of me on that day, she gave me a Judy Blume book. She gave me Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends, Dr. Seuss, and she introduced me into Mark Twain. And through those authors and through media like Saturday Night Live, I understood at a very early age that Saturday Night Live, everything that you're watching on TV, while you watch Saturday Night Live, all the sketches, they were premises of a joke. So all of them were jokes. And every week they just stretched the joke a little bit more, same premise, different people involved in a joke. So what it taught me, that comedy was visual, and that a punchline never ends. That's why even if you tell an old joke from the 30s, you can still get a chuckle from it because the punchline is never over. And Milton Berle said in his last interview on CNN before he died with Larry King, he said, there's comics and there's comedians. And comics are people that say funny things, and comedians are people that make things funny. So I'm just blessed to be a comedian. Frank Ski, a radio personality from Atlanta who was really in Baltimore first, his executive producer, Tara Thomas, saw me at the Improv opening up for Mark Curry in '97. And they were trying to get me on the radio. I had never did radio before. And they kept calling me. They was paging me. That's that's when you had a fresh pager. It was clear. And then that's when the operator would type you and tell you what. So it wasn't just the number. It was like the whole, what the person was saying. And I went on air. I was Comedian of the Year in DC. And I got all these pages that said, Frank Ski done shut down 92Q in Baltimore, and he wants you to call. He don't want nobody else to call except you. So I called him. He's like, man, I heard about you. Congratulations, Comedian of the Year. And he brought me on a show the next week, and I sat in with him for 4 days, and I didn't hear from Frank for a year and a half. Actually saw him twice. I saw him at this club called Hammerjacks. And I was like, Frank Ski, Frank. He was in VIP. I was like, Frank is funny acting, just for the record. Frank, he ain't answered me. And then the second time, I got a call to open up for Frankie Beverly and Maze at the new the pier in Baltimore that was just open. And I was like, how'd y'all get my number? And they was like, consider it a favor from Frank Ski. And after I've been on this show with him, a year and a half later, he called me and said, I'm moving to Atlanta. I want you to be on the show. And for me, moving to Atlanta in November of '98, really, I had only been doing comedy 3 years. And now I didn't know B103 is the #1 R&B station till I got fired. Like, I didn't know it was that big. I just knew every other day I was sitting with Luther Vandross and Babyface and, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I was doing comedy 5 days a week. So Atlanta is really, I stayed in Atlanta for 20 years. It was home to me. Atlanta taught me my hustle. Atlanta taught me multiple streams of income. I think when you move to Atlanta and you do whatever, you got to do what you aspire to do, but then you got to know how to get the bread to do it too. So I love Atlanta for that. The South, really, you know, being a Cali dude and coming to the South and really picking up their mentality. You know, a lot of people think the South is slow, and they don't. And some parts of it is absolutely slow, but Atlanta ain't it. You know, Atlanta got more people from New York and Chicago and LA and stuff that they just really integrate with this. And just because they slow in Atlanta don't mean they dumb. They actually are very intentional with their workings, you know, and I learned that. And I remember when Kasim worked for the record label. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how long you've been in Atlanta, the three of you, but y'all remember Chili Peppers on Tuesday in Buckhead?
Yep.
Man, and then, you know, I'm trying to call people and say, dog, you don't understand. Every TLC is here, Usher is here, Jermaine Dupri is here, like, you know, Outkast is here. So I learned everything in Atlanta. Radio, you know, I never went to school for radio or anything. I'm already blessed with timing. A lot of people think my gift is comedy and you make people laugh, but really my gift is timing. I have meticulous timing, and comedy is just proof. And a lot of people think it's just on stage, but my whole life, I've always been on a plane next to the dude who owned such and such, and 5 months later he called me and bring me in. Or I'm at a park sitting next to somebody whose son owned a studio and CBS. Like, it's my life. Like, it's not a coincidence no more. So I went from Frank Ski to Hot 107.9 in Atlanta, which is really weird because normally they don't let the people from one radio station go to another radio station in the same city. But it was just because the timing. Ryan Cameron had went back to V103 at the time, you know what I'm saying? And it left a wide open spot in Hot 107.9 in, what year was that? '05. And then in '08, in August, Ricky Smiley became syndicated, and he took over all the morning show, the local morning show. So, you know, Charlotte had a morning show, Richmond had a morning show, Detroit had a morning show, but then they just syndicated Ricky Smiley on all of the Radio 1 affiliates. So then Erica Campbell, you know, this go back to V103 and seeing Erica. I got there when Shackles came out, so she had to come on V103.
Yeah, tell people who Erica Campbell is for those that may not know who Erica Campbell is.
Erica Campbell is the Grammy Award winning artist and half of the duo Mary Mary. Her husband put her and her sister together. It's her sister, Tina Campbell, that's in the group with her. She got about 7 Grammys, 1,000 Stellar Awards, an American Music Award. I've been on the radio with her now. We actually celebrate 4 years on Monday.
Like, it's been 4 years already?
It's been 4 years.
I remember
4 years
when y'all made the announcement. I remember that when you made the
That's Cinco de Mayo. Remember, it was Cinco de Mayo 2016. So, and to be around a lady, like, for example, and we've been on the air 217 weeks. In 4 years, Erica Campbell has released 12 singles. Like, 12 singles, 3 TV shows. Like, her hustle is magnanimous. Like, her and her husband, like, in the morning, she'll be like, hey, hold on, y'all, I'll be right back. And then her and her husband will go produce a hook real quick. Like, it's crazy. And to be around that, it's hard to not want to not, you know. My prayer was always, Lord, put me around people who will understand my genius. Like, I don't want to downplay it. Like, put me around. I want to be around people who get it. And to do this for 4 years, man, and then to still do comedy. And when I go to South Africa, when all this is over, it'll be my 35th time going in the last 11 years. I am the first American to tape Comedy Central Africa, you know, and internationally, between y'all, I'm going to say it now, I'll be moving to Johannesburg, like, from October to April. I'll be in that spring, summer, fall for them. And then I'll come back to America April to October, which is spring, summer, fall for us. And basically that'll be Birkenstocks and button-up Hawaiian shirts for the rest of my life. Like, was that too much? Was that a lot?
No, that's a lot, but still, yeah. But let's talk about the fact that, you know, when you decided you wanted to be a comedian, not just a comedian, when did you say, now I need to figure out how to monetize this? How do I, you know, at what point did you realize that you can monetize this?
Well, saying you want to be a comedian and being the funniest person and class clown, but it was on April 14th or April 13th of 1995, my best friend Mimi Morlock brought me to the Laurel Comedy Connection in Maryland. And we had talked for like a year and a half. I was like, I'm gonna be a comedian now. And she was like, I'm sick of you talking about it. Let's go somewhere. And then she took me to this comedy club, and the club held about 300 people, but it was only 9 people there on this particular night, including me and Mimi, some waitresses, you know what I'm saying, and the comedian. The comedian was Kevin Lee, and Kevin Lee is like a black carrot top, like somebody who got a chest of different things, and he pull them out. Well, on this particular night, the airline lost his chest. So he kept saying, oh man, if I had my chest, then I would say such and such. So after hearing that 3 times, I just yelled out, yeah, we know. If you had your chest. And he was like, oh, you want a Joan? And I was like, yeah, I always want a Joan. I always want to just cap on people. So me and him went back and forth, and the people laughed. And I started the next day. And it took me 2 years before it was at Monique's Comedy Club in Baltimore in January of 07 that I got my first money, and she gave me $300 for doing 7 shows with JB Smooth, who is now on The Last OG and Curb Your Enthusiasm, and you know what I'm saying, Crown Royal commercials and some more stuff. And I remember holding that $300 with tears in my eyes. It was an envelope that just said Griff, real small in it. And when I'm like, man, God, you talk. And this homeless dude was like, hey, brother. And I said, hey, I'm trying to have a moment. He was like, my bad, my bad. And I was like, God, you said I could be, and I'm making that. And then I gave the brother $20. And that's really, in the end of everything that I do over these 25 years, I'm a giver, so I'm always give. I'm always, as long as I've been blessing people when I didn't have anything. So I'm always be taken care of.
I can attest to that. You are a giver. You've always been that way from the first day I met you, because and Tommy was the same way. Tommy was just a giver, whatever he could give, and he just had a good heart. And that's what I akin to you. You just always had a good heart. And you've always given me opportunities. You know what I'm saying? When you had an opportunity or a chance to give me an opportunity, you always cut me in.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about you, is that you look out for your people, whether, you know, Michael McFadden, me, or whatever. You just have that heart.
Because who else gonna give us a shot? Like, who else? Like, if I'm on a syndicated morning show or Just Hot 107.9 or V103, and they say, man, we need to do something about money, I know a girl. Like, and then the fact, but this is the best part. I know a girl who's ready. That's the difference. Because you could know, I mean, hell, Tam is a singer. I know a bunch of people who sing, but I wouldn't pick all of them to sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got to know. And people, and here's what's funny is people always say, it's all about who you know. But truly, it's really about who knows you.
Right.
Because I could get a phone call and somebody could say, hey, what's up with that Miss Mad Money chick? Is she good? I'm gonna be like, hell yeah. And they gonna say, all right. Or they gonna say, hey, what's up with Tara Jackson? Is she sweet? Hell no. She did something with me and she sucked. and it's that quick in our business. And you'll never get the phone call that said, hey, you know what? We was gonna pick you for something. And you know what I'm saying? It just so it's all repetition. It's like when Tam come on, she gonna tell you it's all microphone memory. It's repetition. When she sings, she know how she gonna start, and then it just happens. Whatever else happens, you know what I'm saying? Like you come out and say, Baltimore, how are you? And then whatever else, something takes over us. You know, a lot of times I get off stage, I don't know what I said. I be really asking people what I say. Like what part was funny?
You're right. Like, I can attest to that, because especially when I do my speaking engagements, most of it is impromptu. Because I'll write something down, but I'll get a feel of the room. And so then I'll go out and I'll say some really clever stuff. And when I get off the stage, I don't know what the hell I said, but they liked it.
And the best part about that is it's because you've done it over and over and over. So with I'm gonna say this, and this will be weird to people who don't understand, but as a creative, we kind of check out when we on stage. Like we kind of, sometimes I just find myself looking at myself going, that's real good, Griff. Make sure you do the one. And it's just like, it's a very surreal out of body experience that you have, because at the same time, you're talking to folks. Yeah, somebody said you be in the zone, but the zone is, you know, it's such a crazy, magical, special thing that happens when you
it's a euphoric type
of. And nobody understands. Like a singer, I work with so many bands, man. The drummer and the keyboard dude and the sax, they ain't never met each other. They know one song, and then the rest be an hour and a half later. Yo, you can't even explain it. You just gotta say, was you there on that Wednesday when so and so came through? And I think that's the gift. You know what I'm saying? That's what you can't. It's no price for that. It's no price.
And so
It's
everybody,
no price for that.
What I found out, what I realized is that everybody has that a certain gift that makes them feel a euphoric moment. Whether
everybody doesn't though. Let's
really?
Stop lying. No,
Really?
everybody don't. Somebody got to be a construction worker. Somebody got to be a janitor.
But wait a minute.
Somebody got to be and it's nothing wrong.
What I'm saying is you have an ability, you have a talent that you're good at that can put you in that moment. So, and to find that ability and talent. Now, I'm not saying everybody's a comedian.
Okay.
I'm not saying
I get it. No. I know what you mean. Whatever someone does, they do it. You could be a dry cleaner person. Right. And once you start getting them clothes in, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I feel you. Yeah.
And it's just
so you got to be able to take that ability to be in a zone. You don't have to. I can't play basketball. I can't play, but I know I talk for a living. That's I'm an orator, man. Like, that's it. If they had $1 million contest on who can make the best website, I'm not even gonna give them my email address. I'm not even in my best website attempt, it's gonna look like a 5th grader did it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not my lane. But if they said, hey, we need you to do 5 minutes in front of 10 people, I mean, I'm a win. Like, I'm a win. I believe I have so much confidence in my words. Like, that's, we was playing with Tam off air, and I was like, stop being low self-esteem. And she was like, I'm not. The problem with LSC, low self-LSC is what my mama call it. Everybody's LSC comes out until you tell them about it. So somebody be like, hey, Griff, can I chop it up with you when you get a chance? So then I call them, and they go, hey, man, well, I know you busy, and I ain't trying, I'm trying to put this, it probably won't, I don't want to hear that low, man. I want off the phone. I can't do it. You gotta, if you don't believe, how I'm gonna believe? Mm-hmm. That's why people get booed. The crowd know you're not good. It don't have nothing to do with nothing else. The crowd can see your fear. You know what I'm saying? So if the crowd can see it, man, hey, get him out of here. One person say that, there go 300 random people. I think everybody should get booed. I think accountants should get booed. I think chefs should get booed. I think principals should get booed, because it's only 2 things that's going to happen after you get booed. You're going to hate that feeling so much that you're going to promise yourself that you're never going to get booed again, or you're going to quit. And either way, I don't care. Quit then. So don't, just because somebody told you it was funny when you was a kid, man, this is real. My kids is.
That's absolutely right. Because I remember when I got booed, I was in high school and I was running for an office. And this was before I really got into my oratorical stage. And I just got up there and I fumbled and I didn't say the right things. And that whole crowd just booed the shit out of me, right? Oops, sorry. Booed me, right? And that feeling.
Don't it suck? Don't it suck so bad? But
that
listen,
feeling.
So for comedians, they be having to drive home going, man, I don't know if I can do this or not. Right. And you have to do that until you get on another stage.
Yep.
Like, if you get booed, if you get booed at 9 p.m., you want to get on the stage at 10:15 to get that boo off of you. Right. You want it off of you immediately. And I think all creatives, I had an okay show. You want to go have a good show fast. Exactly. Just so you can, because how we think, we start talking to ourselves. Well, I mean, you the one who said that. Yeah. So
that was when I decided I was never going to get booed like that ever again.
Yeah,
I was never going to get caught not at least sounding like I knew what I was talking about.
And that made you say, I'm going to know what I'm talking about when I stand in front of people. Exactly. And that's the difference between somebody who wants this life in somebody who sees this life. I see I don't have a car on purpose. I hate driving. But I can see people with nice cars and go, man, I like that car for that dude. I don't have hate in my heart saying why he got a Jag or why he got a Maserati. Like, I'll be happy for fuck. What's that? Look at this little dog. Hey, little buddy. Hey, little buddy.
Oh,
Hey, little buddy.
you.
Hey, chocolate. Hey. I know he looked like a human being in the face. Look at this dog.
Oh.
Remember the Shaggy DA? Remember all
Yeah.
those?
And Griff's
Good boy.
attention
Good
span is
boy.
so short. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Squirrel. I'm the puppy.
So Griff, tell some people if they have an idea, if they have an ability, what are some suggestions you would have to help them to consider monetizing or figuring out the best way to do that?
I'm a visualizer. They call it daydreaming when it's daydreaming when it don't happen. You visualize when it happens. So I visualize myself hosting the Grammys. And my visualization isn't just, if you just visualize for 5 minutes a day and let that 5 minute turn into 11 or 13 minutes, but just sit back, close your eyes and go, man, I'm a host the Oscars. When you say that, then you got to start seeing it. And then you have to see it in great detail. If I say I want to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show, I have to then start thinking, what does the green room look like? Is it carpet? Is it hardwood? Is there a coat rack on the back of the door? Is it a TV behind me? Is it a couch behind me? What color is the couch? What kind of seat am I sitting in? Is it a swivel chair? Is it a chair with wheels? What am I writing with? What does it smell like? How bright are the lights? Can I feel the heat? When you can see it that clear, when that person comes in and says, Griff, you're on in 5 minutes. When I do get on Jimmy Kimmel, I will have known what that lady looks like. And when I got on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, I had visualized it so much that I knew what the building was going to look like. It was a glass building with swivel, with the roundabout doors. And I saw it. I had already saw it. And then, I thank God for vision. I'm a visionary. God, it's not a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? But it's very important for you to slow down, meditate, think about what you want to do, write it down, get a journal, keep saying it to everybody. Man, if you ask anybody I grew up with, and I went to so many schools, I really don't see these people or hear from them until I'm on Facebook or something. And they'll say, he been saying he was going to be a comedian since he was second grade, first grade. Or, Tam been singing since she was 5. Erica been singing since she was 4 or 5. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? I want it, man. You know what I'm saying? I saw dysfunction growing up and I didn't want it in my life. I heard God tell me when I was 9, all generational curses stop with you. Your kids will never know or see what you went through. I promise you. So for God to keep his promise, I'm trying not to cry, but for God to keep his promise to me all these years, and even in this coronacation, man, people getting fired, hella radio people been getting fired, and God kept me. God, yes, God is faithful, but not only is he faithful, but he don't forget. So the little girl that he said, I'm gonna help you to be able to not bomb again. And through that, you had to become smart. Through that, you had to learn. You had to sit under. Don't be so proud that you can't sit under somebody. It's very, Black people, other nationalities do it all the time. They become apprentice That, you know, if you want to be a great leader, you gotta help a leader hold a leader's bag. You gotta drive a leader around. You gotta do whatever a leader say, because he's already proved it. He don't have to prove it to you. So get under somebody. I tell kids all the time, I ask them, what you want to be for a living? They all say, I only recognize the kid that say, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a football player, and I want to be a judge. Yes, it's school that told us. School did it in kindergarten when they told us what's your favorite color? Red. Yeah, I tell kids all the time, what's your favorite color? They say green, blue, yellow. I say, ask me what my favorite color is. I like red, I like orange, I like brown, I like teal, I like turquoise, I like green. Sometimes I like the black and the silver and the white or polka dot. Like, school did that to us. You can want to be more than one thing. That's why when I kept saying, I'm gonna be a comedian, I'm gonna be a comedian, I'm gonna be a comedian. Yes, I became that, but I left out, I want to be wealthy. I want to not be stressed. I want to not live at people's house. I want to pay my bills. I want to have good credit. So you got to be very specific what you speak, because volume, words, it's 1,000 million molecules that come out in a vibration that your ear picks up. And not only do they come out, but they also come out on video and everything else. So your words are important. So you have to be very intentional with what you say about yourself. If you walk to your mailbox and say, I ain't nothing in there but bills, it will. Ask me what I say when I walk to my mailbox every day.
What you say?
What random check am I about to get from something I did 10 years ago?
Well, that's the law of attraction. Exactly.
Absolutely. Don't get me started on the law of attraction.
The law of attraction is real, just like
I hip you on Abraham. I hip you on Abraham and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, it's the thing is you have to want what you want so bad that you rather die. If I can't talk for a living, I want to die. I want to go to heaven and be with Jesus and be the first angel that make Jesus snorkel laugh like that. So that's my end game. I want him to say, man, Dad, this angel got me wanting to resurrect myself again. He's so funny over here.
So Griff, you got a lot of things going on. How can people follow you and continue to listen to you? And definitely with Erica Campbell.
I'm at 2 trillion on everything. The number 2, the word trillion. You can hear me every morning, Monday through Friday on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. That's getuperica.com. Check your local listings. I actually love saying that. I've been practicing saying check your local listings since I was a 5th grader. But you know, depending on what city you're in, we're in about 44, 46 cities around the country. And just inspiring people in the morning. You know, I don't feel like I'm pushing Jesus on anybody. I'm just telling people what he did for me. You know what I'm saying? When you get to a place and you can say, you know, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I'm blessed, my kids is fine, my ex-wives are cool. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm in such a great spirit just to be able to sit out here and appreciate all what God made. Look at these trees, look at these leaves, look how they green, look how, you know, it rained earlier and you wouldn't even know right now. Like, look at God. Look at what God does. This don't have nothing to do with man. This is what our creator. Look how he wake you up every morning and give you hearing to hear your alarm clock, give you sight to see if you need to press snooze again, and it ain't no tubes hooked up to you. It ain't nobody helping you walk. Like, man, I sit on the edge of my bed and I just start saying, it's about to be the best day ever. Watch. And I say, and I hype myself up, and you can't turn that off. That's my spirit all day till I go to sleep. Then I wake up and I do the exact same thing. Man, he woke me up. Woo! What I'm about to do. And with this woke upness, watch me. So at 2 trillion on everything. Don't book me before August because I ain't coming. I'm staying in my house all of May. I'm not getting on a plane until July. I got a nice plan for myself. I'm cool. I'm not driving. I fly every weekend. I'm not gonna start driving. I'm just not gonna get up. Listen, y'all play the coronavirus soft if you want to. Y'all, but I know I got a 1 mile radius of covering on me. If they get to shooting at the Walmart, I'm gonna be the dude walking with my AirPods in, listening to gospel music when they show the video back. Like if a plane crash, I will walk away with no scratch. That's just how I feel. Like that's my spirit. But I'm not gonna take my chance out here with these folk. I got masks for days. You understand me?
Hey, I'm with you on that one. I ain't messing with the corona. I don't mess with karma, and I don't mess with corona. I leave them alone.
Man. Tara, thank you, man. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for just always finding ways to do you. That's why I had to say yeah. And my real problem is I don't know how to say no to people who I love. Because after you, damn it, man, I think I got another one of these in 4 minutes and I still ain't home. So I'm to the crib. Tara, I love you. Tam, I'm about to listen to you guys. Queen V, I love the solidarity that the creatives have. You know what I'm saying? We in a whole different, ain't no union for us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, we ain't got no medical program. So we gotta be cool. We gotta be close. We gotta know a doctor. Hey, I got a doctor homie that, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta have these kind of hookups, if you will, because it's, you don't know what somebody, Tam, I'm sure you'll be able to attest to this. If somebody see you sing and they fall in love with your voice, you don't know what that person will do for you. You don't know. You don't know if that person say, hey man, I ain't trying to bother you. I saw you 6 years ago. I'm a fan. I'm about to move somewhere. I got this mansion. If you want it, it's yours. That's my life. Like that's my life. Like I gave, man, thank you, Jesus. Wow. Yeah. That's my life for real.
Well, Griff, I know you have to leave. If anybody has any questions, put them in the comments. We'll make Griff answer them later. But I know you got another interview that you have to hop on. Just thank you so much for.
Are we allowed to say hi or bye before you go?
Say hi.
Hey, Tam.
All right. Look, Griff, this is what you got to know about me that you don't know. I am a professional pianist who sings also. Okay.
No, I know you play first. I know.
Okay. That's very, very important.
Just because you can say pianist, I know you're a real one.
She ain't a piano player. She's a pianist.
Yeah, she ain't a piano player. If you're a piano player, you're not a pianist.
No. I am a piano player. I am not a pianist.
You guys are cracking me up. I just had to say that, but Griff, I took 5 pages of notes, okay?
Wow.
So I got some good stuff from you. We'll talk offline because there's some more stuff I want to say. But thank you so much. And to you, Tara, too. Thank you so much. And Queen Bee and the other young lady, Rosh Hashanah. I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong.
She's on here. So you had a whole team up in here. And everybody's watching you live, too. So,
nice to meet y'all.
We would normally open up for questions, but I know you got to.
I can wait. Come on. I'll wait. I'll do it for you.
Does anyone have any questions for Griff or like to share anything with Griff?
Queen B, I love your background. Is that Malcolm X or like your father in the back? On your left. Probably on your left. It's Malcolm. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Did you, Queen B, did you see Godfather of Harlem? Wasn't the dude that played Malcolm X?
Yeah.
The dude that played Malcolm, to me, need to get the Best Supporting Actor Golden Globe.
He looked like Malcolm, sound like Malcolm. Dude.
I was more caught up in him than I was Forrest Whitaker. And then, what's his name playing Elijah Muhammad? I said, okay, Epics ain't playing. I'm sorry, y'all. Harlem, if you haven't seen it, Godfather of Harlem.
I'm still waiting for Godfather of Harlem to come back for the next season.
It's going to be a minute. Everybody shut down. Well, you see how they did Insecure last week? They tried to play a podcast. Like nobody was going to notice. Y'all ain't play episode 4.
Sam, you had a question. got a question for Griff.
The only thing I was gonna say is it was something you said when you were talking about being intentional in the visualization. I do that a lot. Like, I would love to have a Grammy, and I've envisioned myself walking up. Who am I gonna thank? You know, how I'm gonna hold it in my hand. Am I gonna pass it to the person next to me? You know, the superstar that gave me the Grammy. So
Absolutely.
I really like how you talked about the detail, because I have not gone that deep into detail. You know what I mean?
You got to. And you especially because you play music. So you know the very fine, intricate, in between, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very important for you to see it all the way. Like, you got to see it from what you're going to wear, who you going to bring with you, what you're going to have in your car, how are you going to go, what are you going to wear on the red carpet, and then what are you going to actually wear on the thing, where are you going to sit, what kind of cologne you go, perfume you going to have on, what kind. So when I say in the details, and it might sound crazy, and guess what?
It don't sound crazy to me.
Crazy because if you constant, I keep saying I'm gonna win the Nobel Peace. I'm gonna be the first comedian to win the Nobel Peace Prize. I will be, and
Man,
it's not gonna be in
on.
10 and 15, 20 years. It's gonna be It's gonna be very soon.
I mean, the visualization thing is very real, because for a long time I said I'm going to be on a Ricky Smiley morning show, right? And I just said it. Didn't know how. Sometimes when you say it, you don't know how, and it's not your issue.
You're supposed to not know how. Exactly.
How, right?
You're not supposed to know how. If you start saying, man, I want a red Corvette. And if you start saying, I ain't got no money, I'm always riding a bus. Every time I try to, you killed it yourself. Nobody put a gun in your head. You did that to yourself. You just supposed to keep seeing yourself in a red Corvette. How you gonna get out? What kind of music you gonna play in your bed?
And you know what? And that's true, because how I got on the show was, it was supernatural. It had to be supernatural. It was not a way I thought I probably would get on the show.
Because you look like Miss Juicy?
No. You know what? Oh, if I could smack you. I'm not even going. Anyway, I'm not talking to you anymore. Rashana had a question. Rashana says, how do you maintain your support systems as you grow in your profession? Her daughter wanted.
That's really good. That's really good. You know how they say you got to keep your circle small. My circle is the tittle. If you don't know what the tittle is, it is the dot above the J and the I. That's how small my circle is. I don't mess with everybody. I really don't. My family know too. My family, you know, I left home when I was 15. So my family used to seeing me about 14 months, every 14 months, I don't play games. I'm focused. I got stuff to do. I don't want to, I really am doing me, you know,
and you're supposed to. Sometimes your support system is not even your family. Sometimes the support.
Oh no, my support system ain't my family at all. Like, my support system is people I know I can call, and I like people smarter than me. I'm a big advocate of, I don't want to be the smartest dude in the room, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because I could take away one sentence of something you said, and I'll hold on to that for a decade. So when you talk about support systems, and for the young lady that asked, what you have to know right now in school, you're going to have 20 friends, 25, 31. But when you get older, ask your mama how many friends you got. I mean, you start having 4, 6, you know, 3 that you really could, you know. So I think I love who love me, but I know everybody love me, so that's tough. And that sound arrogant.
That sound like a Virgo.
I'm a Libra, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, then you're right. Everybody does love you, because I love
everybody do love me, and if they don't, in my mind they do, and you ain't been around me long enough, and you don't love me yet. As soon as you be around me, watch the love come.
Because I love my Libras, boy. Try to tell you, I love my Libras. Y'all some smart. Yeah, y'all are smart too.
You know, it's funny because the Libra, I don't know if y'all in the horoscope, if you gonna say, the devil is I can't, Jesus know I was born on September 30th. And according to where I was born, it makes me a Libra. But the Libra sign is the only sign out of the 12 horoscope signs that ain't nothing. And everything needs air. My parents are Aries, which is fire sign. My mom is April 5th. My dad is April 9th. I'm technically their opposite, but everything needs air. If you put a little bit of oxygen into some fire, you get a nice warm fireplace fire. You put too much, you burn down California. All water needs oxygen. All earth and ground needs air. So basically, I'm cool with everybody. I don't have no funk. I don't have no funk with nobody. And that's just how, when I realized that, when like a real horoscope person sat down with me and was telling me, I was like, oh, that's why I'm like that. Oh, okay. And then because I'm an air sign, I always know how to leave too. I know how to slip out. You can shut the doors and lock the windows, but it's always a crack that I can get out. And I think that's how I look at comedy. I give myself about 31 outs from something. So if one don't work, I got another one, I got another one, I got at least 7 of them before I can get your attention back, before I got to start digging deep. But I think that's what it is, being an air sign. And if you don't know anything about astrology, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's dumb.
It's nothing until it's something.
Until, man, but I look at it like this, the same way, like I don't be reading Libra books, like I don't care, I done read them already, but the same way, astrology, the same way, the 5 love languages, the same way, if a person is an AB personality, the same way if somebody is an introvert or extrovert, eventually it all makes the person. You know what I'm saying? It eventually makes the person. Like your book, the money languages. Like once you figure out who you are, then you can be like, oh, my dad was mean and he wasn't affectionate because he wasn't a touch love language. His was works. I worked, and you live somewhere. I ain't gotta be your friend. Like, and once you know the 5 love languages, then you can put it to your family. You can put it to your friends. You can say, oh, she like touch. He need words of affirmation. She like gifts, so again, that's just reading a lot.
Okay.
What happened?
No, it was just some sound. It's okay.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
So, if does anyone else have any more questions? And she said, perfect. Her daughter was a freshman in college, and that's very important to understand who your real support system is.
Man, you a freshman in college, do you? Like everybody gonna be doing them. Do you right now, because they sophomore year gonna suck because they was doing too much. And I ain't even go to school. I got kids. If you don't concentrate, if you don't keep them same ethics that you had your senior year and treat your freshman year, pretend like if you don't finish your freshman year with high grade, you could get kicked out of school. Let that be your motivation. Don't be tripping off of people learning how to drink for the first time. You got your rest of your life to learn how to drink. And I know it's easier said than done, but once you throw up a couple times, why would you keep getting drunk? Like, I don't understand it. You better concentrate. I'm big on education, man, because I didn't go, because I didn't have any formal training from nothing. So if you going to school to learn and you're not learning, that kind of make you dumb to me.
Right. Anybody else have any other questions before we let Griff do him while we got him? Well, that's good, Griff.
Boom, master class. She's a physics and civil engineer major. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, hey, come on, mom. Yeah. My son took the PSAT from Duke when he was a 7th grader. Could have went to any college in the entire planet. let the drum major from FAMU come to Westlake and just turned him out. He had the presidential scholarship to be a chemical engineer at FAM and got kicked out of college. The dude never got a B+ in his whole life. And he was like, Dad, I couldn't even wake up, man. And the only reason I wasn't mad at him, because I ain't paid for nothing. If you want to like that, listen. So I get it. Hey, tell her to concentrate. She's going to have a lot of time to play. You concentrate now, you can skip your senior year. How about that?
Mm-hmm. And that's the year you want to get crazy and skip.
Woo! Yeah, because you did all the hard part.
Did all the hard work. And you want to rest. Trust me. All right, y'all. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. We normally would run down a list of what we do and everything, but put it in the chat or go into the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. Share who you are and your business. We would love to do that. We got to get off right now, but Griff, thank you again. Thank you, Michelle, Rashana, Queen B, and everybody that's watching. Thank you all so much for joining us for our Friday Night Live edition. Griff, it was a great conversation. I love you, man.
I love you too, sweetheart. Tam, you take care. Queen B, the physics smart girl. Don't let them call you. Let them call you a nerd. Say, yup, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I so am. I sure am. About to be a nerd till I die. Tell them that. Nerds is in. And guess who called people nerds?
Dumb people.
Dumb people.
Dumb people. I'm going to be a nerd because last time I checked, nerds make a lot of money.
Look, she just said $100,000 salary nerd. Yep. Exactly.
I'll be that nerd all the way to the bank.
You guys stay blessed. Thank you
all
for
right,
having
y'all.
me, man.
I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't forget out there in COVID land, wash them hands. I'll see y'all.